Hello, Forecaster here again, and we are back for episode 22 of the Railcraft server Let's Play. Once more without Vexados, probably because he's still busy. Now, in this episode, I was kind of hoping to upgrade the reactor a bit, mainly to automate the refueling of it. Because the Mox fuel rods I'm using right now, and I don't have enough to run the reactor at max capacity yet, but they run for half the time a enriched uranium rod runs. So they run out rather frequently, twice as often as the proper fuel rods, and yeah, they require refueling a lot more, and I would have liked to automate that. In fact, it's about to run out rather soon. So I made this, the electronics assembler from Open Computers, and it has the components for a robot in it. A tier 2 computer case. We have a CPU, 2 memory sticks, a hard drive, the BIOS, a graphics card, keyboard, screen, and an inventory upgrade and a crafting upgrade. However, I don't have time to complete this now. I still need a few more components for this, for the robot, before I assemble it. And I need to work on the control program and do some testing and experimenting. And yeah, I don't have time to do that right now, so we're going to do something else. Now, this setup here, I also built since the last episode, and we have a sorting machine with sticky resin, spruce wood, and red spruce saplings in it, products of the arboretum slash rubber plantation we set up over the last couple of episodes. And this, of course, sorts the output. So the wood goes up in this drawer here, and I'm using hoppers as proxies because the IC2 blocks can't output directly into drawers because of some interface kerfuffle that is kind of going on. But yeah, red spruce saplings go down into this drawer, which has a void upgrade in it, and resin goes to the south, which is this side, into this basic drawer, which has a storage downgrade in it, which, as you can see, reduces space storage to a single stack. So this just has a single stack of resin in it. And then this hopper stores 6 of them, or 5 of them, so we have a total of 6. Then, the sorting machine, because it can't output to this side anymore, will output to the north. And I found this out by experimenting, of course, because I would have thought that it would check the north first. Maybe it's reversed. Maybe it's an arbitrary order that doesn't match how they are arranged here. But when the storage is full, it outputs the resin into this recycler instead. And there we have one. Didn't get a piece of scrap this time, I don't think. Or maybe we didn't see it. So resin turns into scrap sometimes. And the scrap is sent through those ducts you saw there to the roof here, which I have, where I have a mass fabricator. Now, the mass fabricator is powered by 4 solar panels, and it's constantly running during the day, just working along, making UU matter. And now and then it gets a piece of scrap, which will boost the yield, requiring less power, of course, which is handy. And so far it's produced 11 millibuckets of UU matter, which is not very much at all. But I'm just going to let it sit there and do its thing. Probably work in more scrap input later on as we get along. So, in this episode, we're going to set up 2 more farms. So here's the arboretum slash rubber plantation. And the tree farm, the arboretum, is currently offline. Technically, the entire farm should be off, but for some reason, the rubber plantation ignores the redstone signal. But that's fine, really. The reason the tree farm is off, of course, is because I'm trying to plant more rubber trees, and they interact weirdly when, or they grow weird when when there are blocks in the way, such as leaves. So I'm planting one at a time, then it grows, I remove the leaves, and then plant another one, and so on until I fill the space. Now, as you'll notice, I've extended the pipes and cables over here, and here is another farm. And this is a peat bog. I've already set up the area up top. Now, you can create a cycle with the peat bog and the arboretum. The arboretum takes in dirt, fertilizer, and saplings, and produces wood and more saplings. And then it converts the dirt into sand. Now, it is a lot slower than it used to be, because now the humus, which is what the farm places on the surface that it plants the saplings on, it now has a few charges, by default 3, which is what we are using. So it doesn't turn into sand instantly. So it's going to be a lot slower than it used to be. And I found this out by experimenting a bit and then checking the config for such a value, which I found. But it converts the dirt into sand. The peat bog uses bog earth, which is produced using dirt and sand. And then the bog earth converts into peat, and when the peat is harvested, you get dirt. So it converts dirt into, or sand into dirt, basically, and then you can put it back into the tree farm. Now there's some things you have to think about when doing this. One thing, we're going to talk about one of those immediately, of course. Let's look up forestry. Let's see, should be down here. Bog earth. It has some regular crafting recipes that uses a water container for sand and for dirt of some type, and you get 5 bog earth from that. However, if you use a carpenter, the last page has more of those, of course. You get 5 from all of them, except when you use a bucket for some reason you get 4. I'm not sure what I guess it's a bonus one because you use a consumable container, but then this should be 4 as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what the discrepancy there is for, but whatever. If you use the carpenter, however, you get 8 of them, but you require mulch. Now, if you get 8 of them, you conserve all of the blocks you put in. You put in 8 blocks, 4 dirt and 4 sand. So you don't lose anything, because you will get 8 dirt blocks back. The drawback, of course, is that you require mulch. Another advantage is that you can use the carpenter. which means that you can it means that you can automate it a bit easier without using an autocrafter. Now over here we have a farm, managed farm, crop farm, which is of course going to be a wheat farm, because to produce mulch you need to use a moistener. Also squeeze fruits, but that's a low chance to get mulch. That's definitely not worth it. Carrots, just an 8% chance. The better way is to use a moistener, which takes in water and wheat. And then you have to input seeds of some type or stone, which are actually required, or at least they used to be, which produces mycelium, or you can use it to produce mossy bricks or mossy cobblestone. But I'm going to be using seeds because the farm will output that. And my idea is to, because I don't really need mycelium for much, I can take that and send it to the recycler to boost the UU matter production, which creates a nice cycle. Because I don't think that mycelium is covered by the blacklist, because it's not a naturally, or it's not a renewable. Well, I guess it is renewable, but it's not easily acquired, because as you can see, the production line for actually getting it is pretty long, and creates other byproducts. Anyway, so the moistener requires darkness, and I'm not entirely sure what the best way to achieve that is. I mean, obviously it's putting it somewhere dark, but in this particular situation, I'm not sure where that is going to be. It does require water, of course. I'm going to put it here for now, and it looks like it might actually be dark enough here, because it should complain if it's too bright, or not dark enough, rather. Let's hook up water to this as well. It already has power. We need to give it some seeds. Can go in only in the right one, apparently. And then we of course need to give it some dirt, but it shouldn't consume the dirt. It just needs dirt to plant and till. So I'm going to go upstairs, and it is day, which is handy. Although on the other hand, it is raining, so let's turn on this laser to get rid of all of these mobs. Luck of the sea. Okay, there we go. That's the majority of them gone. Oh, there's no sapling placed. That's an oversight. There we go. Okay, so here are the farms, obviously. The bog farm is empty for now. But this one we are going to fill with dirt, and I should have a bunch of dirt here. Let's take a stack. We'll put that in here. I guess I could just give it an excessive amount because it's not really going to do anything with it. It's going to replace blocks that are removed for any reason. Oh yeah. Also needs fertilizer to work. So I'm going to need I'm going to need to get more of that. Where do I have fertilizer again? In here. Half stack there, which will work. This is, of course, the major draw with the, or maybe major resource use with the forestry farm is the fertilizer, which is a non-renewable resource. There we go. So now it's doing its thing, placing the water. I think it'll require more dirt. Put the dirt it takes out for the water back. Put it back into it. And there we go. Put that in like that. Now, of course, they only had 5 seeds, which is not ideal. I don't know if bone meal works on crops. It doesn't. Okay. It's actually good, so I want it to be. Let's throw that away. These as well. So when those grow, they're going to be harvested, and the farm is going to output wheat and seeds. And to start, we're going to put the seeds back into the farm, of course. So what we're going to want is a couple of hoppers that one of which is going to be a filtered hopper, similar to how I set up the first farm. And it's going to pull seeds out of the loop and put them back into the farm until it fills up, at which point the hopper will, of course, seize up, because it will be eventually fill up with seeds itself, and at that point it will stop pulling seeds out of the loop, and they will go into a duct network that we are going to set up, and they will go into the moistener. So yeah, I just became aware that I say a lot, which is not great. I'm going to try very hard not to do that. But, and I did it again. So I put in a hatch back here. This is where the output is going to be, of course. So we're going to want a regular hopper. It's exactly how I set up the other farm. That might have been a bit silly, actually. Let's put the valve there. Stupid. Why do they pop up on the surface? I hate that so much. Oh, I didn't even pick it up because my inventory is full. Let's get rid of some garbage. The handy handheld item destructor. Where's my hatch? Don't tell me I lost the hatch. That is going to anger me. Let's turn on the item getter. There it is. Okay. The Ender convergence device is quite handy. Alright. So we're going to put the hatch here instead. That way the pipe will go underneath that. So we don't have to go around that with the duct that is going to go back in that direction. It's going to be a little more convenient. So we're going to put the hopper here. And it is, of course, not going to be facing down. I don't have any ducts on me, of course. We're going to put the filtered hopper there, or graded hopper, as it turns out to be called. And then a duct is going to go up from there to the hatch again. And that is going to filter out seeds. Why do you keep pulling out, outputting dirt? Did it again. Let's go get some ducts, if I have some lying around somewhere. I don't think I'll have enough, but we can easily make more. It's just some iron and wood, similar to a hopper. Let's see. I am kind of suffering a copper and tin deficiency. That's not a lot of ducts. I have plenty of iron, though. Let's get 8 of these. That might be a little overkill. Why did I go down this way? And let's make some ingots. More of them. Let's see. 12 should do for now. We need a little more iron for that. There. And then crafting table. Do that. Gets us 20, which is probably not going to be enough, but we will put a few of them up like this for now. So, let's put them like that. So now there will be a loop, I guess, until we actually... Oh, it ended up there because that hopper outputs into that one. We don't want that. So let's get the wrench. I'm going to wrench this to go this way. And then we're going to have a duct running along here. And probably easiest to have this pipe go inside of the wall here instead. Can remove these. Where did the torch go? There. Okay. Yeah. So we want that's fine. That's blocked off. We want a duct to start here. And then it's going to go all the way back. And like I thought, we don't have quite enough. So let's head back up. Make some more. So it's going to send any excess wheat and excess seeds to the moistener. The moistener is going to produce mycelium and mulch. We're going to filter those. We also need to make a carpenter. What is a carpenter made out of? Let's see, where are they? Here they are. Carpenter. That's just a bunch of bronze. I don't think I have enough copper at the moment to make that, unfortunately. So we are going to have to do that in the next episode, unfortunately, because, well, I'm rather low on copper right now. So we'll get back to that. Let's get 6 more of those for now. By which I mean 8. 8 ducts. There, that should do. We can put the wrench away for now. So we are nearing the end of the episode, which is pretty good actually, because I'm going to need to do some more preparation. I need to wait for my miner to dig up some more tin and copper for me. I have it set up on in a different place now because it had reached the bottom of the world. But in the next episode, we're going to continue working on this. Hopefully I'll also have some time to work on the reactor stuff, but we'll see with that. I need a way to pull stuff out of this. Probably just put a hopper underneath, because this, yeah, because it doesn't really matter. If I wanted to pull out of the side, I would have to use a buffer from a compact buffer from Industrial Craft. But I don't think that is necessary. I could raise this up one if I wanted to. That might actually be something to do now. That might make the logistics fit a little better. We'll do that instead, and then we can put a hopper underneath that will head into a duct. Oh geez, chunk rendering issues. That will head into a duct that is going to go to a carpenter that is probably going to sit up here, actually, next to the transformer, so it can receive power. So we'll lay this out in the next episode when I have the carpenter, because the carpenter, unlike the Meissner, needs power. And since we already have something that outputs it here, if I could have a cable connect directly to it, I would not worry about that so much. I would just pull a cable down to here, to this corner or something. But since I need a transformer to convert the power, so to speak, I'm just going to put it next to here. We have the hatch right here with 3 accessible sides. That's why I put them in the corner. So I'll have a hopper underneath pulling out of the carpenter. Probably put it here, and then I can have a hopper here, because I still want an access route to that other farm there. In between episodes, of course, the wheat farm is going to run. It's going to produce seeds. Hopefully we'll have an excess by the next episode. That would be nice. Oh look, the rubber tree grew that I planted earlier. Sometimes they grow really fast, and sometimes they take quite a while. But yeah, so with that, we've reached the end of the episode, and I will see you in the next episode.